Okay, I like this question. So this is the last question I'm going to read from here, and then we will go online. So if anyone has a question, they can ask. This question: Allah has created all human beings, and not all are Ismailis. Does that mean they have no hope of salvation, even if they are good people? No, that's not correct. That is not correct. Remember, when the souls were coming down, they had made a promise with Allah. They had taken a bond, or oath, allegiance with Allah. And it was a two-way allegiance. The soul had said, we will follow what you have told us and what assignment you have given us. We will follow on that. And Allah has promised them, remember the bond is two-way. It's not one way but two-way. And Allah has said one single condition. And what was that condition, if you remember from last week? Be good, be human. उसको उर्दू में बोलते हैं इंसान बन के रहना. Be a good human. One single condition. If you are a good human and if you have fulfilled your assignment, every single soul have an assignment from Allah. A promise between the soul and the Allah. You fulfill your promise and Allah will fulfill His promise. So answer to your question is, yes, they will also get to the salvation. But we as an Ismaili can go further with the Isme Azam, with the Farman, with the Ibadat, with the bowl, with the good deeds. We can go even further. G.
Okay. Hanif, you want to go ahead and unmute yourself?
Yali Madad, Aziz brother.
Yali Madad.
Thank you so much for enlightening us. What a beautiful way you put things in word and break things down. Shukran lillah, alhamdulillah. May Mola Baba continue to give you strength, ability, and courage to do this. Shukran.
Ameen, ameen, ameen.
Okay, so I have just 2 points, or 2 questions sort of. So number one, last week, and you touched on it today, you talked about the evolution that Rumi speaks about from the mineral to the, eventually to the human. Okay, and you talked about it more so last week. This happens in the womb of the mother, not in other ways. And then, there's different views on this. So I'm just, number one, I'm wondering, from what you have said, if I want to read further, what is the reference of this, or where can I get more information on this? So that's number one. And number two, you have touched on these 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, all these different times. And I know you also did it in the session last week, which I came in late. So can you just briefly, maybe in more detail, explain those times? And I know what you're referring to, like we're trying to get to that number one. And I'm assuming that, looking at those times, those are 7 steps. So I'm thinking those are 7 heavens. And then inshallah, after that, we are then fanafillah, if, Mola blesses us with that.
Ameen.
So those are 2 things that you can please clarify. And again, Mola, I accept your 7 and give you strength to do more.
Ameen, ameen. Thank you so much. Okay.
Shukran.
So the reference book are 3. Wajeddin by Pir Nasir Khusro. The Qasusul Anbiya by Mansur Yamani, and Ruh Kya Hai, What is Soul by Allama Sahib. Those will explain in much detail, and I believe there are like couple of 100 pages that explain the progress of the soul. What I wanted to help you, brother, is that there are at the beginning a progress, and then there is a progress at the tail end. So when we are coming down, we are in the shape of particles, and I had used a word which you may or may not find it in the books, and I called it frozen soul, kabinda ru, sleepy soul, in the particles. Then when Allah gives his amr to the soul, the particle, and then out of the millions of particles that comes into mother's womb, one particle is successful and mother conceives their soul. And then after she is giving the nutrition to the fetal, it receives the very first living soul, which is mineral soul, because mineral soul itself is a living soul. And you can read about that in Aga Khan 3 memoirs of Sultan Muhammad Shah. Acha. And then within the womb it receives the second soul. When I say first soul and second soul, it doesn't mean we have a lot of souls. I'm talking about the progression of a soul, a progression, okay? The attribution, the elevation. So from the particle becomes the mineral soul to become vegetative soul. And the vegetative soul does what? It grows the baby in the womb. What does the mineral soul does for the baby? It keeps it together. उसको जमा के रखती है. And second, vegetative soul helps it grow. Until the baby is born, until then, the baby has two souls, that's it. The third soul, which is the animal soul, comes when the baby starts to drink the milk from the mother and start to hear the sound from the mother, father, brother, sister, and the people around them. So in animal soul, there are multiple progression within the animal soul. Number one, there is a movement now. Hilchal karte hai na bacha. The movement, the action, the हिलना जुलना, वो animal soul की वजह से आता है. Second, the natik, the sound the child makes, which makes no sense to us, comes from the animal soul. The third, जब वो रिंगता है, crawl करता है, that's from the animal soul. And the fourth, when he start to walk, it comes from the animal soul. Up until this, even though this baby looks a human baby, still this baby is no more than an animal baby. What is the difference between animal baby and a human baby up to this point? Nothing. Then as they grow, sometime little bit later on, let's say 7 year, 8 year, 10 year, 12 year, 14 year, 18 year, receives the fourth, the final human soul. Do you see how far we have to go to receive the human soul? Depend on the child's ability and the environment. Somewhere between 6, 7 year and 18 year, it receives the human soul, which we call it rational soul. And what does rational soul do for the human? It gives them rationality to make it what is right and what is wrong. The difference between right and the wrong. That's human soul. Now this is one human soul we are talking about. One human soul. And all of this attribution or the elevation or the progress of that one soul. This was at the front end. Now let's talk about at the tail end. When we are going the other way, we receive one additional soul if we work hard. If we are true human of intellect, if we have a true knowledge, then what Imam said, the soul with the true knowledge will step by step will go up. अब उसकी रूह की प्रोग्रेशन है, and he receives or she receives one additional soul, and we call that the soul of the Imam, Holy Spirit. ऐसा नहीं है कि इसके बाद मेरे अंदर दो रूह होगी, एक इमाम की रूह होगी और एक मेरी रूह होगी, ऐसा नहीं है. When Imam's soul comes, it encompasses. इमाम की रूह के अंदर हमारी रूह मर्ज हो जाती है. We still have a one soul, but those two रूह merges into each other. और फिर वो रूह दर्जा ब दर्जा ऊपर जाती है. I believe you understand now. The example of the clock,
Yes.
I don't think you will find it in any books. This is just the example that I like to use when I'm teaching to make it easier, and I believe you understood what I was talking about. So those souls with the true knowledge will understand the example of the clock. Thank you.
Sure, Karmola. Now, just before I go, I guess so. In essence, we take two bayats, as you know. So we take one bayat in the womb, we take another bayat when we are born. So those bayats, even we are taking to Mola Baba with full faith. The first bayat, we commit not to do ninda, be farman badari, and give the song. And then obviously the other bayat, our parents submit us to Mola Baba. So those are in the sort of quote unquote the lower souls. We are taking those bayats, but those bayats are with us, and inshallah with Hakikat Mola Baba gives us, we can rise higher and higher. Is that, you can confirm that?
May I correct you? Do I have permission
Sure,
to correct
please.
you?
Yeah, of course. I'm learning.
Thank you. We do not take a baya in the womb. That is the incorrect information. We do take a baya. We do take a baya when we are living the alame arwa, the universal soul. When we are living there, we bond with the Imam and we take a baya. What was that baya? We will do what is assigned to us and we will be a good human. And what Imam says in return, if you do what is assigned to you and you are a good human, then it is upon me to bring you back and become one with me. That is a bond. That is a baya at the beginning of the journey. And then we take another baya when we are baby. Our mother takes it in our behalf. We take the third baya when we are adult and walk into Jamaat Khana and say, Hai Zinda Kaim Paya. We take the fourth baya when we are in the physical presence of the Imam in the Darbar. So write it down if you like. 4 bayas. Not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 bayas in this order. Thank you so much for great questions.
Alhamdulillah. Shukran.
Thank you.
So the first bayah is before we go into the womb. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Like when we leave, when Mola Baba sends us here?
Yes.
That's the first. Okay. Shukran, Mola. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Question: what is assigned to us? How do we know?
Good question. Remember कि हर इंसान इस्माइली नहीं है. Okay? So in my example, I normally use 4 kind of humans. Those who will never believe in Allah. Those who will believe in Allah but not prophets, meaning they will not be Muslims. Third, who will believe in Allah and the Prophet but not Imam. And the fourth, who will believe in the Imam. Okay? So assignment to the first one, because remember we are not all born Ismaili. So those who are born in the homes of those parents who falls in the number 1 category, their assignment is one single assignment, and that is what? Insan ban ke rehna, be a good human being. That's it. Second, who believes in Allah but don't believe in prophets, meaning they are not Muslims, their assignment is one. If you believe in Allah, find the intermediary, find the prophet. So now if they are Jewish, Christian, or any other religion, if they are people of religion, then their assignment is to find the intermediary. Third, Muslims who believe in all the books, all the prophet, but not Imam. They have a one single assignment. What is that? To find the Imam. Look at Pir Nasir Khusro, look at Rumi, look at Salman Farsi, and so many. Last one, Ismaili. What is our assignment? To become one with Imam. Single assignment. And we read in Furman today, that we were not born to eat, sleep, make babies, and die at the end. That was not our assignment. Because the animal can do that. Allah does not need human to do this. Our assignment was to elevate ourselves and become one with the Imam. I hope this makes it clear for everyone. G.
Question as to, we thought we had one soul. Where did all these other souls come from?
It's not other soul. Four attribution of a soul. Let me give you example that everyone understand. Okay? I'm going to give my own example. So Aziz Ba, I'm someone's brother, I'm someone's father, I'm someone's chacha, someone's mama, someone's teacher, someone's student, someone's friend, someone's employee, someone's co-worker. How many Aziz are there? Only one Aziz. Right? We have one soul with all this different attribution of our soul. The mineral soul keeps us together. The vegetative soul helps us grow. Animal soul helps us walk and talk. Human soul, the rational soul, helps us rationalize between good and the bad. And the Holy Spirit, Imam's soul, helps us elevate our soul to Fanafi Imam. One single soul. G.
Okay, we have a question from Fairy. Fairy, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Yali Madad Aziz Bhai.
Yali Madad.
So I understood the assignment. वो भी मेरा ही question था, and thank you for explaining that. कि assignment तो समझ आ गया, और assignment मुझे पूरा भी करना है. But अगर नहीं पूरा कर सकी मैं, तो एक जो सुल्तान मोहम्मद शाह का फरमान है कि जेवा सूतार छो एवा जागसो. तो उसका मतलब, can you elaborate that कि जेवा सूसो एवा जागसो मतलब कि जे पोजीशन में I am living the soul, जे knowledge के साथ में मैं soul ये body में से निकलेगा, वही next जन्म में वही level पे I will come back कि I have to start with ABCD.
Okay. I wanted to make sure that you are not talking about reincarnation. Okay? If you are not talking about reincarnation, then this makes a great question. So, I do understand you are not talking about reincarnation. Now, let's come to Imam's Farman. Let's say that you are, I'm going to give you a worldly example, easy to understand. So, I hope you are living in Europe or Canada or America somewhere. In our school system, let's say you are living in Toronto and you go to school up to 6th grade and then you move to Vancouver. What grade would you start from? Automatically you will say 7th grade. Correct? Now, if you leave this world and you are at number 6, Remember the clock? You are at number 6. You have elevated in the knowledge up to 5, 4. And when you die and listen to one of my lecture at the time of death, at the time of death, it will explain what will happen when you will die. And as soon you die, actually you will wake up on the other side. And when you wake up, Imam is saying whatever knowledge you have or whatever spiritual elevation you have, you will wake up with that elevation. And from there, your journey will continue in the example of the school. You don't have to come back into this world. वापस जन्म लेवानी जरूरत नहीं. You will continue from there and you will go up until you become one with Imam, Fanafi Imam. Imam is not letting your soul go. He loves your soul too much. He is not letting you go. He's going to hang on to you. He's going to elevate you. He's going to teach you. You're going to have a chance to do a little bit more bandagi. You're going to have a chance to learn a little bit more. And then you will go to level number 3. And at the level number 3, you will receive the didar of the Imam. And from there, the journey is really, really quick. Really, really quick. Between 6, 5 and 4 is a little bit slow. But once you are on 3 and above, the journey is really quick. Inshallah, in no time, you will become one with the Imam. Ji.
So thanks, Aziz bhai. But in this spiritual world, when I don't have a body, there will be a spiritual guru like you for me?
You don't need this garib and poor. You don't need me. You will have an Imam with you. You don't need me. I'm just garib and poor. I'm no one. Imam will hold your hand. Imam will be with you. He will take you. If you have learned anything today, it was from Imam. If you have not learned or whatever you did not learn today, it was because of lack of knowledge on my side.
Yali Madad.
Yali Madad.
Yali Madad, this way I'm very, very confused about you making it specifically clear that you're not referring to her question or any other question with regards to reincarnation. What exactly is your stand? Because I am completely not understanding anything.
No problem.
About, are we negating the concept or what do you really say?
Okay, I'm going to give you a short answer. Then if you share your WhatsApp number with the group.
Yeah, I have already. You got my number for Monday.
Okay, good. Text me and I will share 3 lectures with you.
All right.
Which will give you complete understanding of reincarnation. But in short answer for everybody right now, okay?
Oh, all right then.
Okay, short answer.
Please, will bring it up to you, please.
Yes.
You said that it is important for us to understand the meaning of our Isme Azam, not the translation. I understand that, but what is to understand? I don't know what that means.
Okay. I'm going to talk about that in tomorrow's afternoon class.
Okay.
Would you be able to join us tomorrow? Because tomorrow we are talking about Ibadat and Isme Azam and way to recite our Isme Azam.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yali Madad?
Yali Madad.
मिशनरी साहब मेरा भी यही क्वेश्चन है लाइक सुल्तान उमर शाह के फरमान में है ना कि अगर बंदगी नहीं करोगे इस जन्म में तो अगले जन्म में करनी पड़ेगी इस वक्त तुम ज़ाहिरी इबादत कर लो और बातिनी इबादत अगले जन्म में कर लेना.
So let me give you again, if you share your information, I will send you this lecture. But you know what, if you give me permission, let me take 5 minutes to put everyone's question to rest. Because we Khojas were made from Hindu to Muslim to Khojas to Ismailis, how would Imam will teach us? Let's take today's example. When I gave an example to someone from Canada, which example did I use? Did I use example from Africa or Pakistan, or did I use example from Canadian school system? I use example from Canadian school system because that's the example she would understand. Okay? Because we were Hindus and our concept of Janam was from the Hindu theology, Hindu school of thought. So we were taught that there are lives after lives after lives after life. But Imam's Farman is clear. In this world, you can either do your physical ibadat and Bezul Khal ibadat and elevate yourself. Otherwise, you will have to do spiritual ibadat. And I just replied that to a lady before you who was asking that yes, once you wake up on other side with your soul, you will have a chance to take the knowledge and you will have chance to do batini ibadat until you reach to the level 3 and above. And once you have that didar, you will be able to elevate yourself very quickly to become Fanafi Imam. Okay. If you ask 10 million plus other Ismailis, not from the Khoja tradition, they will have no idea when you will talk about reincarnation. You know why? Because they did not become Ismaili from Hindu, but they became Ismailis either from the Persian tradition, from the Arabic tradition, or they were Muslim way back. And because they became Muslim, reading and understanding Quran, they understood the steps, darjat, Ruh ke jo darjat hai. And if you want to read about the steps of the Ruh, go to Surah 70 and especially ayat number 4, but you can read 1, 2, 3 and 4 and it will talk about the steps of the Ruh at the tail end. मैंने यहाँ पर आपको आसानी के लिए समझाया एक घड़ी की मिसाल में, लेकिन हमारी रूह का प्रोग्रेशन जो है it could possibly take 50,000 years without coming back over here physically. A spiritual journey. We are talking about the journey of the soul, not of the physical body. जी.
Yes, missionary साहब. तो फिर ये पूछना है कि लाइक जो लोग हैं जो बिल्कुल मतलब सॉरी बोलने के जो जमात खाने नहीं जाते या जो कुछ क्रिया नहीं करते बल्कि स्टिल वो दूसरे मजहब की भी क्रिया मतलब अपनाते हैं, तो ऐसे इस्माइली की मतलब फिर उनकी कैसी प्रोग्रेशन होगी? हम भी कोई अच्छे नहीं है लाइक यू नो, बट आई एम आस्किंग ऐसा उनकी सोल कैसे अपग्रेड होती रहेगी कि मौला के फरमान को भी नहीं माने जो लोग और दुआ इबादत भी ना करें, तो वो भी क्या इस्माइली बन के रूह बन के ऊपर जाएंगे?
Okay, I'm going to answer this two ways. First, पांजी करे तो सांजी थिए, आपने सुना होगा, right? Yes. Let's worry about our soul, not others. That's how I will answer one. Having said that, I have also said, and I have said it with the confidence, 100% confidence, as a Ismaili, if we do not want to get to number 12, we don't have to do anything. And from 6, when we will die, we will be at number 5, and there, willingly or unwillingly, we would have to follow the Imam, we would have to take the knowledge, we would have to do the ibadat, and the journey of the soul will take 50,000 years. So answer to your question, those who are willingly not elevating their soul in this lifetime, smiley or no smiley, they will have to take the journey of the soul. But if we are understanding the knowledge and if we are willing to shorten the length of the spiritual journey, then we can get to number 3 very quickly within our lifetime. We can even get all the way to number 12 in our lifetime.
Oh, so मतलब बाकी जो लोग जो नहीं वो मरने के बाद वो स्पिरिचुअल लाइफ में ही रहेंगे, नंबर 1 2 3 4 स्पिरिचुअल लाइफ में जो उनकी होती है, वापस दुनिया में नहीं आने वाले फिजिकल फॉर्म में. ओके ओके, आपके वो लेक्चर प्लीज मुझे भी देना.
जी, आप शेयर करें इंफॉर्मेशन. Once you are okay, those 3 lectures, let me explain one more second. Those 3 lectures, when you listen, first I explain the thoughts of the Hindu smileys. In second lecture, I explain the Islamic way of smiley tariqa, Islamic way. And in third lecture, I cover the smiley concept of progress of the soul. Ji.
Alright, the very last questions we've got. Okay, there are a couple of people who said whatever you just now said in Urdu, can you repeat in English, because they don't understand Gujarati or Urdu.
Oh, we were talking about the levels or the steps of the soul, and I was saying that those who are smiley or not smileys, if they do not do anything to elevate their soul for the progression of their soul, then they will go from 6 to 5, meaning their journey, the spiritual journey, this journey of the soul will take 50,000 years to be back to Asal Mein Vasil. But a Momin can take this journey and shorten it, at least by getting to number 3 and above, and then quickly they can become one with the Imam. That's what I was saying in Urdu. Ji.